I want to welcome you inside the State Champs Sports Network studios as we get set to reveal the players who have been selected to this year's Michigan High School Football Coaches Association All-Star Teams. Now, State Champs and the MHSFCA are partners in this endeavor, and it's a pleasure to have with me in studio the Football All-Star Game Committee Chairman and the head football coach for the Brighton Bulldogs, Brian Lemons. Always great to see you, Coach. We're looking forward to another great event.
Oh, we're all in pins and needles ready for this thing to get started. So I'm excited to be here. I hope that getting the word out makes our game even better than it was last year.
All right, well, let's do that. 70 of the top players in the state will travel here to Lawrence Technological University in Southfield, Michigan, where members of both the East and the West squads will practice and live with their new teammates for 3 days as they prepare for the All-Star Game, which will be live streamed by the State Champs Network on Saturday, June 25th. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Walk through what each day will be like for the players.
Well, we start off, we bring all the players in at the same time. It is East versus West, but at the end of the day, it's all Michigan high school football players. We bring them in, we get them registered in, we get them checked into their rooms, give them a chance to kind of meet and mingle a little bit, and then we follow up with some activities out of day one. Of course, we have some practices in the evening. We move on to the next day. We jump out there bright and early, get some practices in the morning. We have a community lunch kind of put together, and then we follow that up with a skills competition, a little bit of fun, a little bit of competition outside of the actual game itself. And then as we get a little bit closer to the game, we'll get them together with the all-star cheerleaders that are coming in this year, and kind of just spread the wealth as far as what the unity we have across the whole state of Michigan.
Okay, so a lot to look forward to. And before we show you the players who were selected for this year's game, there are a couple things I want you to comment on. First off, on Friday, June 24th, the 2021 and 2022 Michigan High School Football Coaches Hall of Fame classes will be officially inducted. It's very exciting to have the Hall of Fame banquets be a part of the All-Star Game festivities.
Yeah, it's something we're excited. We're trying to blend the two events together to make one just awesome event. And this first year, pulling those two classes in at the same time, I'm hoping that we have a bunch of people at our game celebrating the fact that here's 40 Hall of Famers just jumping right into this mix, and it'll be a great celebration of what they've done, what they've accomplished with our high school seniors. No,
it makes perfect sense, and it gives them an opportunity to be at the game together, and we can celebrate them on the live stream as well as for those who are in attendance. Now, another new addition to the event is the advent, and you mentioned this, cheerleaders. Explain how the All-Star Cheer Squad came together.
In past years, the two groups have been present, but there hasn't been a lot of collaboration between the two. We have a game on Saturday, the girls would show up. What we've been trying to do is find a way to blend and honor both groups of athletes and bring them in. They're going to catch one night of stay on campus. They're going to have some time to practice together. We have 30 plus girls from across the state coming in and cheering together for the very first time.
Right.
So they need a little bit of tuning up before they get out there. And then, hopefully we'll have an event. We're going to bring them into the skills competition. So there's going to be a kind of a co-ed feel to that. And Saturday come game time, they're putting in work all year long, just like our football players are. And this is a great opportunity to honor them as well.
Let's not waste any more time. Get to the roster reveal. Start with the East team. Now, as we're seeing the names, a couple names that jump out to me right away. Cole Lacanaria, the talented Brother Rice receiver, coming to Lawrence Tech. Another wide receiver from the D3 State Champs Detroit King in Lynn Weichel, who's headed to Grand Valley. On the defensive side, linebacker Will Beasley from the D2 State Champs Warren De La Salle, who's headed to Princeton. Lots of stars, lots of weapons.
After last year's situation, our East team's coming out ready to play this year. So, getting those guys signed up and ready to go, it's a big deal for us. I hope that, you see the blend of talent that's out there, and if you have a chance to come to a practice or you have a chance to see these guys off the field and see how they blend together and see how they build that camaraderie, I'm looking forward to seeing them on that special weekend.
Yeah, it is amazing what you can do in just that short period of time. Let's take a look now at the East coaching staff. They will be led by Belleville's Jermaine Crowell, who guided Belleville to the first ever state championship this season.
Yeah, we're excited. Coach is going to come in and add a little bit of, fire to the gameplay and things like that. Our guys are excited to get a chance to play for him, state champion.
And it's just as important for the coaches to kind of get together, coaches from various staffs, various philosophies, and they all learn from each other.
You know, I've coached in this game, and sitting down for 4 days in a row, every night, Xing and Oing with other coaches around the state. I mean, it's as much a benefit for you as a coach as it is a player.
No doubt. Let's move into the West All-Star. Dimitri Roberson from Muskego-Mona Shores on the roster. He's going to Saginaw Valley State. The All-State defensive back from Edwardsburg, Logan McCauley, who's also a running back. That's a great program. James Moop Cummings from Flint Beecher did a little bit of everything for the Bucks. Wide receiver, linebacker. He's going to Ferris State. And Coach, the West team is coming off a rather lopsided victory over the East last year when they won the game 48-14.
Yeah, you know, and they have a roster that could do the same type of damage coming in. You know, we were very successful this year getting our players signed up and getting them committed to play in this game. You know, some of those players that you've mentioned, their coaches, they do top-notch work. And these kids are going to come in pre-college with one last chance to hit some high school, you know, football, and it's going to be good. It's going to be a really tough, I think it's going to be a tough battle between the two. Yeah. But, you know, whoever prepares the most, you know, feels the best at the end.
I mean, a lot of things got to go your way. We're just hoping for great weather. That's
you know, last year we lucked out for 2 hours of the whole week. We got the perfect weather, and it was a great event.
Yeah, the skills competition, you could look at that online and see the downpour that was. That was quite crazy, but I know the kids loved it.
It was great. It was a unique experience for sure.
Let's look at the West coaching staff. They are led now by the former Cadillac head man, who is now the Spring Lake head coach, Cody Mallory.
Yeah, you know, nothing but good things I've ever heard about him. And our committee, when we picked staffs, you know, it was a no-brainer to put him into that role. You know, there's a lot of competition from as far as when you start looking at coaches and what they've done across the state. You know, on the east side and on the west side, you have some really terrific guys coaching at different levels, different divisions. You know, that list, you know, it gets pretty long at times because when you really start going through it, and I think we pulled out the right two this year.
Once again, the game takes place at Lawrence Technological University Saturday, June 25th, 1 p.m. kickoff and live streamed all over the State Champs Network. Brian Lemons, the All-Star chair and Brighton head football coach. Talk about the perks for these kids for playing in this game. It really is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, the last time they will ever play in a high school game.
You know, they get this opportunity, and, you know, between the player and the coach putting their work together and giving a chance to really put it on one last stage. You know, they come in, it's a great experience, you know, getting off your high school campus and onto another campus. You almost kind of get like that pre-college feel to it. And, you know, you're traveling back and forth from the dorms to get to your lunch meals and your breakfasts, and then you go to practices. You know, that type of, you know, schedule is something you got to be really on point. Yeah. But the experiences we get, all the things that we have an opportunity to do with our community and with, you know, reaching out to our cheer group, bringing in the Hall of Famers, all those things that come up just don't happen on an everyday basis for a football player in high school. You know, they're going to have a good time at the game. You know, they win, it's kind of like a badge of honor they carry forever. I know coaches still brag about it. I've even seen some players, and it's a good experience. They're going to enjoy it.
That's right. And we're still looking for sponsors too, by the way. So if you want to support this great event, you can reach out to, you know, to Brian, no question, and but you can also reach out to State Champs. You know, so we want to make this happen. And we want this event to continue to grow and celebrate that. So what's the timeline now for the players? What events are going to take place from now that we've revealed the rosters, they know who's on the team, all the way to game time?
So all of our players have been contacted by their coaching staff, and then our East and West liaisons will follow up with communication as far as if they have on-site practices or if they have some virtual practices. One of the good things that came out of the pandemic, you know, our COVID years of football, is that we became more efficient with the way we communicate, and it's really helped us out in some ways for the All-Star game. You know, because we are spread across the entire state, we can get everybody to a virtual meeting, where if you did it in person, you'd only catch maybe half of them. Everyone's got, you know, guys are still playing spring sports, guys are still involved, so it's hard to do that. So both teams get 2 practices before the actual game comes up. After the players report, you know, they're going to get 3 days with a limited amount of practices. We We limit them to basically 3 practices, 4 hours in those days.
Yep.
So everyone's on the same foot. So it's not a matter of like they got to practice more or they got to do this more.
Right.
Everyone's got the same type of rules that they got to follow. They're limited on what they're able to do defensively. It's pretty open offensively. But then when we get into the games, we have your typical all-star rules that prevent people from having too much of a strategic advantage.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, people want to come and watch an all-star game. Yeah. They don't want to see a pitching duel. So that's kind of the thing that's going on. Our guys, when they get ready for this game, the opportunity that they're going to finish with is unique for sure.
No doubt. How do people get tickets?
All of our tickets are sold day of, right at the gate when you walk up. So you can shuttle in, you can walk in. We have a small fee to pay to park on campus. And then we have shuttle service from the parking lot to the field. We have handicap accessible parking right at the field. So everything is going to be as easy as possible. And you just walk right up to the gate and buy your tickets.
Thank you so much for watching. State Champs again will be broadcasting live on Saturday, June 25th, but we'll have other cool videos documenting the experience of the athletes here on LTU's campus, a co-ed skills competition. I can't wait for that. Yep. We're going to have some fun with that. So lots leading up to the game, so make sure that you are following, subscribing, and sharing all the State Champs content that will come out of this, and that will begin on that Wednesday. So if Saturday's the 25th, it will be on the 22nd. You'll start seeing that stuff come in. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Lauren Plant. Congratulations to all of the Michigan High School 2022 Football All-Stars.